which is on the topic Sustainability Spotlight, Reshaping the Future of Data Centers. And for this, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Santosh Kulkarni, who is Country Manager, Smart Solutions at Vertiv. Giving a brief introduction, Santosh is currently the Country Manager for the data center business at Vertiv in India. He spearheads the data center business with smart solution offerings in India and SARC. He has been a part of Vertiv, formerly known as Immersion Network Power, for the past 20 years and is passionate about the energy conservation and is involved in green initiatives that help customers reduce operational cost and lower their carbon footprint. With this, let's welcome Santosh with a big round of applause.
Hi, good morning everyone, and really appreciate you being here. We all treat this as an industry interaction because Vertiv, you must all be knowing, is into the passive infrastructures. We are market leaders, into global market leaders, into UPS, precision air conditioners, and many other products that go into data centers. But obviously, without interacting with you, understanding from you what exactly are your roadmaps, we actually cannot deploy those kind of solutions in the market. So these kind of interactions are very important for us, and we really value your presence here. So thanks a lot for that. We've been seeing a lot of changes. I've been into the industry last 23 years, and as Mr. Ranganath Sadashiv mentioned, that today's world is moving so fast that he mentioned one day of today's CIO is experience is equal to some time back when it was 1 year's experience, because things were not changing that much. But last few years we all see it all started with virtualization, where you started increasing the compute inside one server and kilowatt per rack started going up. That was followed with the hyper-converged solutions. Then again, this lot of talk today about cloud and multi-cloud and all that came in. Immediately followed the realization that it cannot be alone cloud, but you also need to have a lot of thing on that is happening on edge, where your actual users are, and a lot of applications that are happening. So hybrid cloud kind of a hybrid infrastructure kind of concept came in, and last few months we have been all talking about the things with the generative AI, which is actually again going to disrupt kind of IT infrastructure requirements that are going to be there in the coming future. So with this all background, we all would like to take you through some of the important insights what we have and take your inputs, how you see the future unfolding. At the same time, being a socially responsible enterprises, we all also need to have focus on sustainable future. We all are looking at reducing carbon footprints. So with that thought process, I'll start one very small video Vertiv has and how we can jointly contribute to the sustainable future. So with that note, let's have a look at this video. So I'll start with a small quiz just to, this is a first, second session, so just to get everyone involved. Is this a big number there? A lot of zeros followed by 22 to be precise. What is this number? Can anyone guess? I'll also try and be a mingle with you people. What is this number? Anyone can guess? Okay, data center footprint, that was first volunteer. You're close, but you're relatively close, but that is not the answer. Anyone else? What is this big number?
I'm guessing I might be.
No, number of data centers. I will be happiest person if there I get even 1% of that market share. I will be the richest person. Okay.
Is that something to do with electricity?
No. No. But you're coming closer. Data. I think let's have a big round of applause for him. I think so. This is data. We have been generating data every of our move, action, whatever we do. Someone mentioned that even to come to this hotel at times we see what is the best route to come because so much traffic and all that. We all create data, and this is the data. This is 10 to the power 21 is zettabytes. Just give you, this is the data. 180 zettabytes is the data that we are going to collectively globally generate in 2025 in a single year. Just to give a context, it was 20 zettabytes in 2016. It is estimated to be 100 zettabytes in 2023. That means in these 7-8 years, we have actually from 20 we have moved to 100, and we are going to move in next 2 years from 100 to 180. That is the context, how fast we are generating this kind of data. And this data is not a dump of data. It actually is a real-time data. People are taking business decisions. There are a lot of schemes you may be seeing on Zomato and all those. When certain kind of particular matches are there, they keep talking about some particular product offerings, and there are a lot of schemes and all that. That means data is getting utilized for business today. And this data has to be kept very safe. It needs to be used when it is needed without having those many of latency issues. Because we change, if we are opting for Ola, and if we get that buffering, we move immediately to the other supplier. So this is the real-time business loss. If someone is having a latency issue, there is going to be something which can cause business issues. And that is where people are not only relying on cloud, but they are also relying on edge data centers. And that is where this hybrid infrastructure kind of concept which is coming in. So thanks a lot for sharing your insights about this. But obviously, I like someone saying that these many data centers, we wish those many data centers come. We will be really happy to support in building those kind of data centers. So these are the things that are happening, very interesting numbers. And when I actually seen this slide, I literally went back some years back when we studied. So it takes around 140 milliseconds for blinking our eye. But if you have to do a virtual reality, augmented virtual reality, real time, the data needs to be processed every 12 milliseconds. Can you believe this? Blink of an eye is 140, and this machine, if it has to give you real time virtual and virtual reality applications, if they have to work seamlessly without buffering, this is a kind of fast processing that they will require. You will see in India alone, this is a India market, this is about passive infrastructure. 4.1 billion is the estimated dollar, $4.1 billion is the estimated market size. This does not include IT gears that will get inside this. You will also see that 50% of the enterprises are already talking about hybrid infrastructure. They are having something on core data centers, large data centers, cloud or colo kind of stuff, but they also are moving to have some kind of a smaller data center spread across where their users reside. And you can see Vertiv has been there into the edge compute and mid-size enterprises where we are the leaders among the edge compute solutions that we are providing. When you look at this kind of a thing, what you will realize is there will be large data center, but there are users. Like let's take an example of a bank, large corporate bank in India. They will have thousands of servers that will be there and maybe thousands of racks in some kind of a core data center. And they can today also be in some kind of a co-location data centers. But when you look at their branches spread across, like there are almost 43,000 branches of various banks spread across, and each of these banks is again an edge site for them. And something is happening real time. Someone is pulling out money, someone is putting money in, someone is loading some kind of a new bank application, someone is applying for a loan. All those things are happening, and they need to be really happening so fast. And with the increasing of data, there is always a strength. With the 5G coming in also, there's going to be a lot of latency related things. So how industry is moving is, we are not saying that it will move that one thing will replace the other, but rather what we are saying is the edge is the multiplier of exponential of a core. What it means is that if 1 megawatt of deployment of IT is happening in a core data center, you will find 3 to 4 megawatt of deployment that will happen across the edge, because edge numbers will be humongously high. And that is where you will find there will be core data centers, there will be a smaller regional data centers, and then as you grow, even your mobile is one of the core, one of the edge site going to be. And that is going to be a lot of compute that is going to happen, real-time results need to be done. And we are helping at Vertiv, we are thinking through this. We have solutions across. We have a lot of data centers like large hyperscalers also use our products on the UPS, Precision AC, racks, IPDUs, DCIM solutions, all that they use. At the same time, we have something which is for the smaller setups, which you can say 1 rack, 2 rack kind of setups. Let me tell you, sir, sir and madam, is whenever you look at a large data center, it is easier to manage because you can deploy skilled resources there. You can yourself marshal the efforts and you can handle the situation. But imagine if you have to handle 100 sites spread across nook and corner of India, you will be really struggling to this kind of skilled resources. And that is where faster deployments, remote management and all those kind of things that will come into effect. And Vertiv tries to work closely with you all where you can actually have such kind of a diverse infrastructure managed in a very, very efficient way. We are all talking about these things. We already heard about ChatGPT. We are talking about IoT. A lot of things are getting deployed on real-time basis. We are seeing smart factories getting implemented in India and those kind of things. Some years back, it used to always look like some kind of a fantasy things, but we are observing today that there are robots that are completely handling few of the production lines, and that is where all these smaller sites will require the focus kind of very, very localized IT applications. When we do these kind of deployments, what exactly is happening is there are two things that we are to see is there is a ESG drive that is there where you have to look at the environmental, social as kind of responsibilities that we have, and at the same time when you deploy such kind of things, when you have a lot of storage, lot of processing that is happening, and you have also lot of monitoring, reporting that is happening, kilowatt per rack is going to go up, you are going to consume a lot of power. Now this balance between your social responsibilities on carbon footprint and all that, at times you may feel like with these kind of stuff that you have to do, you feel compelled that you may actually miss out on these kind of responsibilities as an enterprise we have. So what Vertiv is trying to do is we are trying to bring in a balance between these by reducing CO2 footprints, by deploying few kind of very, very efficient solutions and the next generation things that are going to come, which are going to be really helpful. And this is not a session, we have around 15-20 minutes slot. This is not a session, but we would like you to visit our stall after this presentation and have a look at those kind of products that are there, and we are also available for face-to-face meeting that we will do. So this is the whole idea that we are going to striking the right balance. We cannot be left behind in the kind of AI deployments that we will require right now for achieving your business goals, but at the same time, we will also help you reduce the carbon footprint. 85% of the data center managers, they believe that they have a role to play, but only 28% people feel that they have access to those kind of tools which can help manage those ESG goals, manage the sustainability goals that you have. So at Vertiv, we do not say that we can 100% achieve entire of your sustainability goal, but what we believe is that the solutions that we offer, we can help your organizations achieve your sustainability goals with these kind of solutions. There are multiple things that will be happening, and as we can talk about here, one of the thing is it is not going to be only scope 1 or scope 2, but scope 3 emissions, where you actually as an enterprise, you also look at not only your own emissions, but you also look at your entire ecosystem, your suppliers and everyone, those how they are going to help and reduction of CO2. So overall, whenever we look at these kind of IT community, Vertiv comes from a passive infrastructure. So most of the time what we struggle with is at times we do not talk that same lingo that you talk. about the storage devices, about the compute and all that. But we are learning. We have been around in these forums multiple times and we are learning. But what we would like to bring to your notice is that when you are looking at all these deployments of various apps, you are actually doing it for the customer experience, your own customers, for providing them service. And for that, you are using various IoT platforms, aggregation platforms, cloud management. You are also doing the big data analysis. For doing that, you are having a IT infrastructure of servers, storage, networking devices, hyper-converged infrastructure. Now, for entire ecosystem, which you are developing from here onwards, this is where you feel IT managers have a big role to play. But for this infrastructure to run seamlessly and without giving you stress, there is a passive infrastructure that needs to be very strong. And Vertiv plays a role in that. And we feel together we can work towards achieving those kind of goals where your IT infrastructure will run seamlessly, help your organization achieve your goals. These are the things that Vertiv is doing. NVIDIA, we all know about how they are talking about their GPUs, how they are helping a lot of the generative AI stuff. And we are happy to share with you. You can see this is a news release of NVIDIA. NVIDIA is a 3-year program where they are going to have, every year they have written about how they are going to do it. The 3-year project sets annual milestones where component test in the first year, partial rack test next year, and then the full deployment at the end of the 3rd year. And we are the partners. If you look at this, Vertiv Corporation is in the heat management because these devices are going to be very, very dense. They are going to release a lot of heat, and for managing that, the next generation technology is going to be required. And NVIDIA has partnered with us, and in US we are working with them real time. So these are the things that we would like this IT fraternity also to help us, because it is not going to be like NVIDIA develops some kind of a solution for IT and then we all search for what kind of a cooling solutions that we require. But now we are moving forward. Same way we can do it here. If you are deploying some kind of IT infrastructure, please engage with us, give us an opportunity to help you do it more efficiently and reduce your stress in deploying those kind of assets. We are going to talk about all this, then I'm just, I think, running short on time, so these are the things that we go and talk about, but intelligent power management, thermal management, liquid cooling, those are the things that are going to come. There are solutions where we talk about 6 to 8 kilowatt per rack, 10 kilowatt, 20 kilowatt per rack, but there are solutions which can go up to 80 kilowatt per rack, and that will not happen with air-based cooling, and that will require liquid-based cooling, and we have solutions and we are already deployed. It is not a theoretical solution, but in Bangalore and Mumbai, we already deployed these kind of solutions. So we are going to talk about, a lot of our customers are coming to us and we are talking about how we can reduce the CO2 emissions and how we can make the companies carbon neutral, and we are working towards that. So from that perspective, we actually have multiple solutions, as we did mention about, on the kind of solutions that we have, which will complement your IT deployments. We do not want you to feel anywhere that because of the passive infrastructure, your data center's capability issues, you have to delay the deployment of some kind of a next generation IT solutions. So that is our promise, and we can work together. So thanks for that hearing. And any questions, we are here to answer that. Anyone has a question? No question? As I was perfect, or no doubts are left, or but anyways, we are available for sessions, and this is not a first time, but many a times, because IT people feel more comfortable talking about servers, storage, these clouds, and all those kind of software tools related to that, and we are fine with that. But just have a look at this kind of passive infrastructure side, because the deployment what you are going to have on the big deployments that you are going to have will need robust passive infrastructure in place. Thanks a lot.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.